Well, here's how Sabina from Virginia describes it. It's like a giant teddy bear wrapped its gentle arms around you and held you all night. But you can decide for yourself. Try Casper for 100 nights with free shipping and free returns. If you don't absolutely love it, we'll pick it up and refund you everything. Visit Casper.com and use code WAFFLE for $50 towards your mattress. That's code WAFFLE at Casper.com.
The holidays are just around the corner, and it's not the time to send sad, tired greetings. This year, why not create stylish holiday photo cards quickly, easily, and affordably at simplytoimpress.com. Simplytoimpress.com is #1 rated and has hundreds of unique designs. All you do is add your family photos for greetings that can't be beat. And now you can save 25% and enjoy free shipping just by entering promo code Pandora at checkout. Stylish holiday cards at affordable prices. That's simplytoimpress.com.
This is the Tanya Free and Friends Talk Show, your destination for the best in social and political straight talk. And now, here's your host, Miss Tanya Free.
Today is Wednesday, December the 7th. Welcome to the Tanya Free and Friends Talk Show. I am Tanya Free, joined by my wonderful friends, former Richmond Councilman Marty Jewell. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Glad to be here.
Well, I'm glad you're here. And also with us is Uncle Mo. How are you?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here.
Good. And also on the other side of me is Danny Lowry. How are you, friend?
I'm great, Tanya.
Good.
Been waiting.
Yeah, I think we all have. And working behind the scenes is Miara White, Jameer Bay, Marcus Johnson, and Mr. Free. Thank you all for being here today. We've been away for a while, so we got a lot to catch up on. I want our listening friends to join the conversation. Phone lines are open, 804-321-1010. Our toll-free number, 844-321-1010. Or you can text us at Tanya Free, 63975. Or download the TuneIn app to listen to us on your mobile phones and listen to us on any phone by dialing 712-832-2784. Thanks to our friends at AM/FM 247 Network. We've been out for a while, and last week I was a little bit out of it, and glad to be back this week. I want to thank all of our friends for their well wishes and sending the love. Thank you so very much. Let's jump right into it. I know we want to talk about Trump, but before we get to that, because I don't want to spend the whole show anymore talking about Trump.
Yeah.
I think he's had too much PR. So let's, reorganize things and talk about some other stuff, because there's more going on in the world than besides Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Detroit Pipeline Access Project, which the Native Americans got a victory. The protesters
North
and
Dakota.
other, North Dakota. I'm sorry. What did I say?
Dakota Pipeline.
Yeah. Okay. North Dakota, right? Pipeline, which unfortunately they did not get the PR press that they should have gotten, like we did for the Keystone Pipeline, but they were victorious anyway, and I give them much credit for being determined to defeat this thing. They started in spring, this thing, with the protesting and folks joining them and actually saying, no, we don't want this, to protect their land as well as the water. We can learn a lot from them. We can learn a whole lot from them.
Yeah.
They could have just protested, for a day, a week, or a month. But, this was a long time. Right, they stuck with it.
That's right.
And like I said, we can learn something from them as to staying power, because that means a whole lot.
We can relearn something from them, but they could very well have taken from us the civil rights movement that went decades.
True.
And so
Pull your mic to you a little bit.
marches and much of other direct action, they may have learned from us. Nonetheless, I salute them, because in fact their cause was just, and it was in fact may well be a matter of life and death. Water is more and more scarce every day.
True.
And to threaten their source of water is to threaten life.
Right, and
It's
they were also adamant about preserving their land.
Yeah.
Their ancestries and the burial ground, how sacred it was.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Maybe they could have learned something from us. I think Tanya may have been referring to the recent marches, the recent protests and things like that, because we start off like a ball of fire.
Right.
And then after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, it's just
Not even that long a lot of times.
The flame just goes away.
Right.
And I think that's what she was referring to. And we just have to do better. I mean, I understand. I saw a picture on Facebook one day where the EPA, they said EPA had poisoned those people's water. The water was, I don't know if you guys saw, it was really yellow or orange. Did anybody see that picture? Oh man, the water was orange or yellow or something. I mean, as far as you could see.
Where?
In the Indian reservations.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just as yellow as it can be. And the people came on the news and said the EPA had done something. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like they're still trying to kill the Indians off. They want that land so bad, they just don't know what to do with themselves.
Well, I think it's about dollars. From what I can understand, the project was like $3 billion, estimated $3 billion. And it was like they were going to be transporting 470,000 barrels of crude oil per day from North Dakota to a refinery in Illinois.
Yep.
Right. And so they were looking at dollars and cents, regardless as to who it hurt, bottom line. To me, this is similar to not to this extent, but when we talk about our sisters and brothers in Flint, Michigan, that water situation, we should have been steadfast in the same manner in protesting and having that matter cleaned up.
That's right.
At this point.
That's right.
We should have been joining forces with, all of our organizations, just like they did here, because he talked about how all the tribes and everything came together as one, and they camped out and protest. Now, I have a problem when the government wants to send military-style law enforcement or weaponry against these people.
Yeah.
What? For what reason? You're not going in. You're not going in Pakistan or some other ISIS situation here.
Excellent point. I'm curious to know. I'm curious to know who ordered the water cannon. Was that local police or was it federal government?
I cannot
Do we
tell
know?
you that. I don't know.
I was awful, man. As cold as it was.
But wouldn't the governor make that call?
Probably. So it was state action.
The governor should.
I don't know if the governor can make that call, if he would have made that call to for the order, but he could definitely put the order in to stop that.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, but once again, whether it's the federal, local, state, or whatever, what is the purpose of all of that military, weaponry?
To protect a potential $1 billion operation, which the owners of the administrators of this undertaking have already gotten the thumbs up,
right,
to proceed and continue the operation. I mean, it comes down to money. This situation is all about that almighty dollar. And if you have the ability to organize and slow down the progress of which we have already been given authority to do, no matter where it's going, hey, this is what it is. The only thing, the Army Corps of Engineers did a great job, in my opinion.
Right.
What impressed me almost more than anything else was when I saw retired military veterans that came in and they joined in.
Yes.
With the protest. They had one man, I had a couple of guys on camera that said, we took an oath when we got into the military to defend this country against all threats, both foreign and domestic. He said, this is a domestic threat and we're here to protect it.
More than that, folks came from all over the world.
Yes.
Candace Lucas, who lives here in Henrico County, who's been fighting the battle for special needs children, been arrested 5 times in Chesterfield County. Incidentally, she was acquitted again for the 5th time.
Yes, she was.
Yes, she was. Just Monday. But she was heading to North Dakota. She and some of her advocates were going to rent an RV.
Here you go.
And it wouldn't be like camping out like the neighbors are in a tent. But they were going to go in an RV and stay a couple of weeks.
This situation is not done yet.
Right.
There are other things that are still bubbling.
Right.
This is still boiling. The first victory was had. It was short-lived. They still have a very large project going on, and these people who have this kind of money, who are looking at this kind of stuff and building this type of infrastructure with this oil, they're not going away.
90% complete.
Well, what's going to really determine as to where this is going January 20th? Because some reports I've read that Trump has some interest in this matter.
In the oil.
Right.
Yes, he does.
In the company.
He actually has a substantial amount of stock in the company that is actually pushing this.
But he said he sold it off.
You believe that?
I don't know what to believe. We haven't seen his tax records. We haven't seen
anything. And like I said, all of a sudden he's saying that he sold it off. And you believe that?
We're not seeing that. I know he's a horrific liar.
Well,
so who said
I said, you believe that?
He said he sold all of his stock. He wasn't that invested in stock anyway, and he sold it all in June. But he just telling us 6 months later in July.
Yeah.
Right, like I said, you believe that.
They were talking about it on the news a little while ago.
Yeah. And I'm like, really? Yeah. Where is that coming out of the blue all of a sudden? Okay, let's not talk about Trump, because we can talk about Trump the entire show and then some. But let me ask you something you mentioned just now, asking who ordered the military-style weaponry. When we are protesting and they order military-style weaponry, does that come from local, state, or federal? Do you know? I don't know.
The governor calls in the National Guard.
Okay.
The
National Guards were called in this situation.
Short of National Guard, you got your local and state police.
Okay.
Right?
And if you got that kind of money, you could order in private security. A private company could do that, because what they rolled out there was not the cheap stuff. Water cans aren't cheap. They used what is it? Sound. It's a sonic cannon. It shoots a vibration, a very high pitched siren type noise that just disperses the crowd almost immediately. You can't handle it. Yeah, this is not
that's military
a police.
Stuff.
That's higher end gear.
Yeah.
That stuff is not in somebody's little weapons cabinet. at your local police department somewhere in North Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how that happens. They brought out the big stuff here, and that to me it looks more federal, or probably some high-end security company.
These people weren't armed, to my knowledge.
No.
$1 billion operation, 90% complete, and they have to cross a waterway to get it done. You are threatening these individuals' land, and they're not moving.
But she's saying
you got to get out of the way.
The Native Americans were not armed.
Right.
No, they weren't.
Yes.
Right.
So my point is, I just don't understand. What was that? The National Guard there, or the Army, or what?
They did. From
Were
my
they the
understanding,
National Guard?
they did call in the National Guard.
Okay. Well, I guess that's the governor's call then.
Yes, it is.
You know what I'm saying?
It has to be.
And so it's a bad thing. To me, I've been noticing how when you protest in this country lately, I've been noticing how they've been trying to stop that thing. It's almost like they're taking our rights away to protest. I mean, they're doing everything to block it. No matter what, you watch on TV how they do. They do everything in their power to stop protests.
Oh, well, they try to shut it down.
Yeah,
no
they
question.
try to shut all protests down. They're just taking.
That's why I give the Native Americans and everyone that was working with them protesting that, like you said, they brought in the heavy military gear.
Yeah.
And, they've been arrested, people hundreds of times or whatever. But they were adamant to stay in there, to hang in there, regardless. And I believe they were willing to die.
Blizzard
They were willing to die.
conditions.
Yeah,
for this cause. They really, really were.
Blizzard conditions, and they're still there. They're not leaving.
They're not leaving.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Because it ain't over till it's over.
And they know it's not over. And that is
Right.
really, really smart.
Right.
One of the things I read that really struck me, several things. Let me read this piece right here. Our elders had told us that if the black snake is what they call one of their, comes across our land, our world will end. In the form of a Dakota Access pipeline, that's what they're calling this snake. That black snake has come to us, and they one of the things that I took from that is that they were adamant to hold up what it is their ancestors taught them. Mm-hmm. That whatever it is that you come up against, hang in there and you fight. That we've come this far, don't drop it at this point. Mm-hmm. And the other thing was they had young people on the front line as well as elders. And that is very, very important that we can learn from that.
Yeah.
Not only a lot of times we want to have, all the older people or people that have been in the fight or been in the struggle. But we got to learn to pass the torch on to our youth.
Yeah.
To young people.
Yeah.
And we all work together. That's the other thing that I think is really, really important.
It's really a testament to the power of culture. Culture is a powerful, powerful thing, and we have lost control of ours. I don't know that we could get that kind of sustained protest under the current status of our culture that has been degraded.
Yeah.
But it's fixable.
Intentionally.
Yeah, it's
Well,
fixable.
no, I don't know.
It is.
Much of that is on us.
You know what? I think it is fixable, and I think with the way that, from what we can see as to what this next administration, sometimes things happen for a reason, or it will cause you to okay, we got to do better. We got to do better.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think that this, if nothing else, doesn't cause us to pull together as one in unity, not worried about as to who's the head, whatever in charge.
Right.
This is going to be one of those times. The next 4 years is going to be one of those times that we're going okay, push come to shove, we have got to get it
we
together.
got to do something.
Because we already see that we are not going to be able to depend on this next administration to do anything for us. We were talking about a little bit before we went on air, Moses, about Ben Carson. I know once again we go right back to the Trump and all that craziness. Let me read one other thing before we go to break that I thought was really, really good.
Uncle Ben.
To have all our unity of tribes standing together in solidarity before my eyes is a beautiful sight. Our tribes now live together, eat together, and pray together on the front lines. We can definitely use that us as a people. And it says, we are not protesters, we are protectors. We are peacefully defending our land and our way of life. We are standing together in prayer and fighting for what is right. We are making history here. We invite you to stand with us in defiance of the black snake.
Yeah, that's right.
That whole thing just spoke to me as, to us as a people, as to what we need to go do. Eat together, pray together, fight together. Like it says, we.
Tanya, I was thinking about this type of thing, which is exactly what you're talking about earlier today. Mm-hmm. How we have to have more strength to stand up.
Right.
We are like a weak people now. You know what I'm saying? We don't stand up enough. I mean, honestly,
we're not long term. We're very short term. We may do it for a week or two, but after that, it evaporates until the next time.
We don't have leaders. We don't have leaders in our race anymore.
Correct.
They're nowhere to be found.
Right.
And the ones that are there, like the Farrakhan's, and then you got Tabitha Smiley's and those types of people, they talk about each other very badly in the media.
Hold that thought until the next after the break. Today's praise break is "He Still Loves Me" by Beyonce and Walter Williams, sponsored by the Metropolitan Day School, where eagles soar.
Took me a while, but I'm finally here. So I just wanna testify, make it crystal clear. See, I've been picked out to be picked on, talked about out my friend's mouth. I've been beat down till he turned my life around. Seems like I always fall short of being worthy. I ain't good enough, but he still loves me. I ain't no superstar, the spotlight ain't shining on me. No. 'Cause I ain't good enough, but he still loves me. Love me.
I used to wake up some days and wish I stayed asleep, 'cause I went to bed on top of the world. Today the world's on top of me. Now everybody's got opinions. They ain't fit in my position. And that it breaks my heart when I hear what they have to say about me.
What they say about you. I always fall short of being worthy.
Lord, I ain't worthy.
'Cause I ain't good enough, but you still love me. I ain't no superstar.
I ain't no superstar. I wanna be for you.
'Cause I ain't good enough,
but you still love me.
I'm not perfect.
I'm not perfect.
Yes, I do wrong. Yes, I do wrong. I'm trying my best.
Trying my best.
Just ain't good enough. No.
Somebody, if I don't succeed,
I ain't good enough.
just ain't good enough. Would you love me?
If you ain't worthy, just raise your hands and let me know that you understand
That we are all so blessed to be loved. Stand for him or fall for anything, 'cause through his eyes we all look the same. What would we do without love?
Seems like we always fall short of being worthy.
We are not worthy.
I ain't good enough,
I ain't good
but he
enough.
still
I
loves
ain't good
me.
enough.
I ain't no superstar.
I ain't no superstar, but I wanna be for you, Lord.
'Cause I ain't good enough,
Oh,
but he still loves me.
1450 WCLM AM.
The most soulful radio station on the East Coast.
We connect the music, the community, the spiritual dots. 1450 WCLM AM and WCLMRadioOnline.com.
At 28, I had struggled with opiate and meth addiction for 12 years. I did and said things that the sober me never would have done. One day I realized I was not invincible. I was not exempt. And that's when a friend told me about elite rehab placement. They gave me the tools I needed to get sober, and all it took was the one phone call.
Elite Rehab can help you start to break your addiction problem and get sober in as little as 7 days. And we'll work with your insurance provider to help cover the costs. Plus, we have travel assistance programs to get you here by plane or train. Make this free call right now to learn more. 800-819-8313. 800-819-8313. 800-819-8313. That's 800-819-8313.
Born in the city, Chuck Brown raised me. Beginning wasn't pretty. Some people said I couldn't make it. Bits and pieces, soul searching. Just trying to find a place of my own, somewhere I can call home. Show me love. Started out with nothing, not $1 in my pocket. Working hard to build something. Ain't gonna let nobody stop it. Still dreaming, still singing. Yeah. I just want the world to feel my song. Yeah. My song. Show me love. Thank you for the love. Love. Thank you for the love of the city. Thank you for the love. Love of the city. Listen, cranking in Miami, party in Puerto Rico, from the alley to the valley, even out in Cali. They love the way the beat go, they love the way the beat go. The clubs to the streets show love, show love, show love. And everybody in the South, they love to hear the 808 score. And we drop it in the pocket. They love the way the bass goes. And when I'm home in the city, the whole DC, they show love.
Join the conversation. Phone lines are open right now at area code 804-321-1010 in Central Virginia and 844-321-1010 coast to coast.
Okay, I want to welcome my friend Pete Chavis. How are you, friend? Good. You always are. That is wonderful. Spread a little bit of that joy.
Amen.
We were just talking about the North Dakota Access Pipeline. We'll move on from that to talk about something that is just crazy. Pizzagate. What the heck? Just somebody help me out. Before we do that, let me play this video first. Okay. Well, we got to come back there. Let's go ahead and bring in Trump then, and we'll work our way backwards into it. Voted the person of the, what is it? Times Person of the Year.
Time Magazine Person of the Year.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm just speechless. I am truly.
I truly think he is the Person of the Year.
He earned that, Pete. He did. He earned
No,
that.
he didn't earn it. The media gave it to him.
Well, however,
the media gave it to him. And he's been writing it ever since. I mean, really. I mean, I don't think he's earned it. When I think of a person of the Year, I think of somebody that has worked in the community, that have done some charitable, something that has helped somebody, has done. That's what when I think of a person of the year.
Good.
Yeah, somebody that has something that is recognizable. What is it? Okay, let me ask this question. What is it about Trump that has been overall for the good?
The criteria for time is real different from what our normal organizations.
Right.
They're talking about the person, famous or infamous, who has impacted world affairs greater than anybody else.
He's impacted world affairs in what way that you can say?
We've got a brand new world since his election.
We got a brand new definition in. Okay.
He's not even in office yet, and he's already influenced everything.
Right. Everybody's anticipating something or another that ain't going to go real wonderful for their life. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you, we are in a brand new world.
Yeah,
our perspective is changed. Our plans, our goals and objectives are going to change. Our protective sense of security locally as well as nationally, is going to be impacted. I salute him to some degree because
really?
You know, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
Because what I'm seeing now, before he even takes a seat, is a coming together by black folk and white folk who know that the devil is on his way, that are coming together, organizing. I've been to 3 different meetings that I never dreamed of going to. One, last Tuesday, 150 white people at the Unitarian Church. They're not church members. This is this organization called Standing Up for Racial Justice. These folks have come together declaratively saying, we're going to use our white privilege for good for black folks. I ain't never heard that before. I can't even use that term around my white friends. White privilege.
Yeah, but you know,
We're acknowledging it.
Yeah, but you know, though, it's a lot of people that's not racist in this country. You know, there's a lot of mixing of races all around. It's Indians, black folks. I mean, Hispanics. I mean, you name it. They are marrying. They're having kids. They're interracially together.
Your point.
They are family. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but racism.
Your point is what?
My point is that
alive right now. I mean, it is up there. It is rolling.
Sure it is.
It is. I mean, anytime you get the Ku Klux Klan
And it got a heck of a booster shot.
having marches and things, events and what have you, just outright. I mean, they feel like, okay, they have a license now.
But they have a lot of people fighting against it, though. He asked me my point. That's what I'm saying. We're not by ourselves. There are a lot of mixed races that's out there, and it's a bunch of people. And they're fighting against this thing.
We need to all come together, just like we were talking about the Dakota Access and how the Native Americans have come together and their tribes and others. We need to stand up and stand strong and be vigilant, just like these folks that feel like they have the right to just shoot somebody.
It sounds like every other minority right now. If that's the case, it sounds like every other minority right now in the country is waiting on black folks to get it together. Then. Because we the only piece that ain't running with it. I
am not going to respond to that.
We're the only piece that ain't running with it.
He's right.
You're not unified.
We got to get power.
You're not unified.
We can't sit back.
You're not unified.
Okay, wait a minute. Give Pete a chance. Give Pete a chance. Go ahead, Pete.
Well, we've been talking, I know, for the last 2 years about black unification. That won't happen until, and I said this before, I think the mouse was here when I said it. That won't happen until we have a leader that comes up front.
I think those days are past. I think, like I said, we can learn a lot from the Native Americans because you didn't have any one person jumping out in front and say, okay, this is my people, this and that.
Different culture.
I think different culture, yes, but sometimes if what we've been doing or trying to do is not working, then we need to do something else.
Listen.
And if what the Native Americans did worked for them, then maybe we should try that. We should try all our organizations, the NAACP, Black Lives Matter, everybody get together and stop trying to wait for a leader. We all need to get together and be one.
That's a good point. But when you say that, this is not the first time that has been articulated.
True.
It has been articulated many, many years. But what seems to motivate us most is when we have someone who's willing to stand up and take the punches and who has the type of charismatic influence.
More than one person, though.
Well, fine. It can be 2-3 people. But it takes one person as a catalyst for the other, is what I'm saying.
Let me tell you why I'm against
Obama?
one person. Because one thing is when you have one person. What did you say, Moses?
So it's not like, to Pete's point, you've had one for the past 8 years.
Good point. And the
And
thing is, when you have one person, if anything happens to that one person, it shuts in, like everything shuts down. Whereas when you have a group, you can still move forward.
That's right.
Regardless of the one person, if they fall by the wayside or anything happens. And I think that's one of the problems that has happened. We waiting for the one person to come forward.
I don't mean, when I say we need leadership, I don't mean one person. I mean, in every group you have, in every situation, there's always a leader. You know, like we sitting here now, you running this show. So no matter what organization, no matter what the situation be, there's going to be somebody that's going to be the spokesman for that particular organizational group. That's what I'm talking about. I don't mean just one person stand out there individually and say, well, we're going to do, you know, X, Y, Z.
But when that group speaks up, when that group gets mobilized, when they get activated, and that one person steps up front and say, hey, look, not I'm going to do this, but we're going to do this.
Right.
We got this. We're moving here. We're moving there. And then that person gets his head shot off on television sometimes. What happens to the group?
But see, no,
they disperse. No.
Exactly.
I'm telling you history.
Exactly.
It ain't conjecture. It ain't conjecture. I'm telling you history.
He's got it wrong with what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this, Tanya. I'm talking about the NAACP has a president. You got the Urban League has a president. Okay, then you got the Black Lives Matter. Okay, so all these different organizations, if they meet, if they sit in a room somewhere and they're talking about a plan of action or something, okay, you're not just having one leader. We got a group of people that's sticking together. We're gonna fight and we're gonna do this and that. We gotta have that type of togetherness.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. You do have to have all of them to come to the table together.
We got to go.
These are wonderful words, and they really sound good.
You're right.
They sound good. But Marty, you are probably, of all of us, closest to the various organizations and groups that have a pro or con stand. What is your thoughts on this?
I'm glad you asked me. I'm listening to us again bandying around this two-letter word, we. What damn we?
We got to be a we, but that's just it, Marty. That's just it. It has to be a we. I know. I've heard you say it all the time, but we got to get past that. We got to get past that, Marty. And the thing is,
let me respond, please.
Wait a minute. I understand what you're ready to say. We, NAACP, all that. My thing is this. We got to get past what we're not and focus on what we have to be or what we need to be or what we got to have to be. It's no two ways about it.
Suggesting is we've got existing organizations. Join them.
Okay.
You can't do it alone. The NAACP just elected new officers. The Crusade for Voters just last month elected new officers. They're both off of life support where they were 2 years ago. We need new people because organizations of volunteers are no better than the people who volunteer. And so we need to bring that energy. I'm telling you, I'm seeing white folks mobilize. They're scared to death of this guy.
Oh, they should be.
We are scared to death, but we can't be so scared that we're immobile. Join a group. You can't fight them individually.
You're absolutely right.
So I'm taking $30 dues from this table before I leave here.
Cheap
advertising. Join this NAACP.
I wouldn't give an NAACP 50 cents.
And let me say, and that's the issue.
No,
that's the issue.
Tanya, you have to let me speak on that. I'm
gonna sit back and let y'all just speak.
No. You the host. You the host. If you don't mean to speak right now,
go ahead.
But I have to say this. Over the years that all of this stuff been going on, all this racial stuff with police killing after killing after killing after killing, citizens being treated like worse than animals around this country. I haven't heard nobody breathe from the NAACP or the Urban League.
Urban League,
understand?
Urban League is out of business.
I don't know well, I don't know. NAACP too, as far as I'm concerned, because I have not heard them bark a word nowhere.
I don't know where you've been.
At one point, let me tell you something about me. I watch news diligently. I watch news left, right, upside down. I have not heard nothing from the NAACP, and I'm not the type of brother that's going to knock my people. But I'm going to tell the truth as I see it. I don't care what nobody say. I have not heard anything.
May I offer a slight agreement? Because you're right about the state and national NAACP. They've been weak as dishwater. The local Richmond branch has been weak, except for these last 2 years, in which we have filed 2 formal complaints against misbehavior on the part of Richmond City Schools and the City of Richmond and their bus rapid transit. Federal complaints against their misbehavior. We're out there advocating for special needs children and children of color who are being in Virginia, the largest, the number one state in the nation that are referring our children, black children, to law enforcement and suspending them out of school. We're fighting those battles. And so we filed a massive complaint with the Federal Department of Education. We've been active in these IEP meetings. We are building a team of advocates to multiply ourselves in order to assist these parents who don't know their rights. So don't tell me about what we're not doing. You just haven't heard it.
That's right, and that's the problem, though,
well, I'm saying locally, we've been active. Statewide, you're right. Nationally, you're right.
But how are we going to hear from you guys what you're doing in
Join
Richmond?
up.
No, I'm saying.
Join up.
How are you going to get members if we haven't heard from you locally or whatever? We got to hear from you guys, man. Come on now.
Well,
I'm not just knocking this.
I think what we're talking about the type of fire, what we talked about earlier, about the Native Americans and how they were steadfast and ready to die for the cause. Right. And that's the type of firepower we're talking about that we have to have, whether it's the NAACP, Black Lives Matter, everybody joining together. That's the type of firepower we need. People are not going to join anything lukewarm and we sort of kind of, and it's a few days. We're talking about actually, like I said, the type of firepower that the Native Americans, exemplify with regards to this issue with the Dakota Access Pipeline. That's what we're going to have to do.
Yeah.
We'll take a break and be right back. Okay, y'all.
Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on till victory is won.
This is Tanya Free. TanyaFree.com is your destination for the best in social and political straight talk, breaking news, commentary, podcasts, music, and more. Stay in the know. Visit TanyaFree.com today.
Checked out Tanya Free TV on Ustream? Watch our radio broadcast live and catch up on past video podcasts. Download the app or go to ustream.tv to follow Tanya Free and Friends. Stay in touch with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or text the word Tanya to 63975. Join the conversation. Tanya Free and Friends, on air, online, on point.
You
freak the phone. Separate the good stuff from the junk, and then I brain bang to bump the phone girl. My name is Apples, and I rock your world. Wide, do your math. 30, 26, 36 and a half. I hope that you will realize I got the hazel light to make it nature bad. Step from the back, step to the front. I come alive, y'all. I give you what you want. The rhymes I got plenty, degrees 120. And if you want some to jump, forget it. Ding dong, ring a ding ding ding, jump the fuck in it. Ring ding dong, and if you want some to jump, jump.
I like to introduce myself, Queen Latifah command. Jersey was poppin', we ain't gon' stop it. Keep them heads boppin', a remix droppin'. Big girl, big truck, big rims, whipper. Loxy for you, they got my back. Shut your lip up, tune it, turn it up. We gon' burn it up, take another pool and pass out on the furniture. Hip hop part of me, I just wanna party. Grab somebody, sing like they got it. 8-7 Fila suits and Diodora. 2K now, it's Isabella Fiora. Erica, Angie, me, Bahamadean. Know what feels right, it's the
Join the conversation. Phone lines are open right now at area code 804-321-1010 in Central Virginia and 844-321-1010 coast to coast.
Go to the phones. Hey, Earl, how are you?
Great, my sister. And I'm enjoying this dialogue.
Well, thank you.
Because this is a conversation that had to happen. And to my friend Marty, I have to agree with him that we do need to join an organization. I have chosen the NAACP because they are nonpartisan. Then I look at the 18 standing committees, help me also, Marty, that they have. My interest is economic empowerment.
Yes.
So I, too, am engaging and resourcing folks to come to be a part on this fourth Tuesday in January meeting in order to be a part of the committees to be the voice. Because being a part of a partisanship, a nonpartisan group is what I have to be. Previously, we've been dealing with the Democrats controlling the NAACP. Let's be real.
Yes.
So when you got that influence in reference to what's happening, you know, you're a puppet. But when you come back to that nonpartisanship, and I know some have concern because JJ is the new president, and he also is the chairman of the Richmond, Democrat. But the organization is nonpartisan, and he has acknowledged to hold fast to that. And the members need to come for their passion, but also hold the requirements of the NAACP nonpartisanship to its totality. And that is the organization, because it's nonpartisan, that I pray a lot of folks gravitate to with the various different issues. You got 18 standing committees, that's the education, justice, you name it, is there. Become a part of that, be the voice, and then I think we can move forward. That's just my opinion, but I'm loving the conversation and how to acknowledge where we're at and move forward. We don't have to discuss what we know has been the failures. We know that. Now, how we're going to move forward, and I think that's where Mott is trying to take us in reference to joining an organization and help change that mindset.
The legacy,
as Donald Trump has changed the mindset of America.
The legacy of the NAACP is there.
Thank you.
The structure is there. We need to populate those committees with committed people.
Okay, let me ask this question. You said you met with people last night, 150 blacks and whites and what have you.
Tuesday, yeah.
Tuesdays. Is this the first Tuesday? Is this down at the Virginia?
No, this was up at the, this is a group called Stand Up for Racial Justice.
Okay.
These are 150 white people at the Unitarian Church up in near Berry Park.
How many African Americans were there?
3. Lynetta, no, it wasn't for us. It was for them to be trained on how to use their white privilege to assist black organizations, black children, and black communities use their skills, their connections, their money. They even talking about doing fundraising.
So when do they meet again? When do they meet again?
I will let you know when they
Okay, I'm going to go to the next meeting with you.
Yes.
Okay, because I want to hear what this.
Sunday.
And we're going to talk about it.
That was last Tuesday. This Sunday. The Interfaith Center on Public Policy held an event jam-packed at 3rd Street Bethel Church, the black church right there, 3rd and Jackson.
I grew up in that church.
Yeah.
So they meet every Tuesday?
No, they just met Sunday night.
Okay.
And had a panel discussion on how to mobilize to fight for justice in Richmond and Virginia.
Okay. You put me down for the next one.
These are predominantly white groups. They had a rabbi, they had an Episcopal preacher, they had a black Episcopalian. I noticed a conspicuous absence of our black clergy leadership. The big shots in Richmond, they didn't show.
Okay, the next meeting will be 4 of us.
Okay.
All right, got you. Put me down. It'll be 4 of us.
I got you.
Let me go to our video that we couldn't get before, Pizzagate.
Moment at a pizza restaurant, a gunman with an assault rifle targeting a Washington, D.C. spot that's at the center of a fake news story about Hillary Clinton and a close aide. Our senior justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas, is there in Washington and has all the details for us. Good morning, Pierre.
Good morning, Robin. This case shows how fake news can lead to a dangerous situation. Edgar Welch, 28 of Salisbury, North Carolina, has been arrested and charged with assault with a dangerous weapon. And police say that Welch told them that he showed up at the D.C. pizza restaurant to get to the bottom of what appears to be an utterly bogus story about child abuse promoted on the internet. How scary was the situation? He allegedly pointed the gun in the direction of an employee and fired the weapon inside the restaurant. The origin of this crazy story was a posting on WikiLeaks involving Clinton campaign manager John Podesta discussing a fundraiser with the owner of the restaurant. Somehow that posting morphed into a baseless allegations of crimes involving Podesta and Hillary Clinton, lies becoming dangerous. George?
Just incredible. Okay, Pierre, thanks very much.
Now, how crazy is that? That story, in my opinion, was tied to one of Trump's transition team staff members who has since been fired. And what is even crazier is that I had a report or heard a report where Mike Pence said it wasn't true. Then later on, someone else in Trump's team said it was and was dismissed. All these different things that's just bizarre and just crazy, and it's just an indication as to how we have to be real careful, listen very carefully at everything, and pay attention and stay in tune as to what is going on. Because this actually makes absolutely no sense, and it's not even January 20th yet.
Yeah, and after January 20th, all hell gonna break loose.
Yeah.
And tune into multiple sources of news, because there's a lot of misinformation.
Yeah. Oh, it is, and it's very hard. Even when I'm doing research, it's time consuming, trying to figure out what the truth is as to who's who and what's what. That Joe McKnight story we're going to talk about in a few minutes. I mean, it's just stuff all over the place.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I mean, I got TVs on all through the house trying to make sure I tune in to what's what. And it's really a shame, too, that we have mainstream media that is giving us bits and pieces of stuff. And like we were talking about the Dakota Access Pipeline, that's news. That's what they should have been telling us about. That type of stuff.
That was fairly quiet for a long time.
Exactly. Exactly.
For a long time.
But instead, all the attention is built around Trump. And they're not going to tell us stuff that we really need to know.
Yeah.
That's the other sad part about it. They'll give us the sensationalized aspect of what's going on with Trump.
Well, President Obama says he's coming out of office and he's going to set up a news network.
Well, hey,
so
I'm going to sign up. He got me.
Yeah.
He got me.
Go.
No question.
Yeah.
Well, we need that. We need that.
We need reliable news.
Right, and that's something else. Our people, NAACP, Black Lives, we as a people need to come together and work on that, towards that. That's maybe, and I would be glad to sign up for that.
Wouldn't that be called leadership?
It is leadership and perhaps an entrepreneurial opportunity to set up our own local news media outlet.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh?
But Tanya, the last time I was on your show, we talked in depth about that.
Right.
Black
we
news.
did.
We need news. These different TV owners like Oprah and Magic Johnson and P. Diddy. They got
and that's
shows.
women. Let me give some credit to all my friends here at WCLM 1450. My friend at Black Lives. Black Talk, my friend Scotty Reed and Real Brother. All we need to support them and listen to what they're saying, because when you start talking about getting down to the gist of stuff, they're going to do this. It's not any fluff.
That's what we need.
That's what we need.
And find ways to monetize these shows.
Yep.
We have to monetize them. You can't keep doing this for free.
Yeah.
Tanya Free.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Martin. I appreciate that. But I mean, that's, last time you were here, Danny, we had a plan. We were going to send letters to Hillary and that sort of thing.
Can't do it
when
now.
that turned, I'm like, I was lost. I'm like, okay, what the heck are we going to do now? This is a totally different ballgame. Somebody said to me, go ahead and still send letters to, the administration, Trump. And that's a waste of time.
That's a waste of
in my opinion, that is a waste of time. They are not going to bit more listen to us.
During the election campaign, Joe Marcy had a town hall meeting on Blog Talk Radio.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how he marketed through this firm that set this whole thing up. I co-hosted the show. Had no idea until afterwards there were 3,800 listeners on the call. You just call a phone number.
Right.
And when I first gave instructions in the first 5 minutes of how to get on the line to ask a question, 56 people hit that line at the very first same time. Yeah. I've got to find out how to do this, because this show needs a greater audience. I've got a radio show that I do.
Go ahead.
On Thursday nights.
Go ahead, market this. Market yourself all over the place. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying I won't call its name.
Shameless plug time.
No, go ahead. You can. I don't mind that.
That's not why I brought it up.
No. But the thing is, we talking about helping each other. Go ahead. I want you to say it. Because that's what it's about.
What I'm saying is, and I'm not even sure I know how to tell folks to link up with you.
That's what you're supposed to do before you come on. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is that that there's an audience, there's a way to gain an audience out there, because we want to get the largest penetration of information that we disseminate, if in fact we go down the road of generating a brand new media outlet.
Right.
How do you create audience on the internet? You see what I'm saying?
Because the people are clearly there.
Yeah.
Right.
The people are clearly there.
But on my show, if I don't send out a whole bunch of texts...
Well, you have to do that.
Then I wind up talking to me and my tech for 2 hours.
Well, it sounds like you need a staff. You need somebody that can help you. And let me also, too, I wish I had all the list of all the stations that were listening to us, because I hate to plug one and not plug the other, but I have to mention my friend Ifia in Greenville, South Carolina, because she carry a lot of the shows and things that that are educational to us. And like I said, once again, my friend Scotty Reed. So and I'm gonna get a list of all of them, because we need to support them. Mm-hmm. We need to listen to what they're saying and turn off all this reality TV and all this garbage that's out there to waste our time. And we're gonna talk about Donald Trump, because if we're not careful, we will be listening to a whole bunch of nonsense. These thank you rallies and stuff. What is that for?
It is for making our country great again. And if you interpret that, you already know what it means.
Right.
Because he's embracing that type of mindset. And you have to understand that there are very powerful people in this country with that mindset. And what we're discovering, not only in this country, but outside of this country, with that type of mindset. Right. It's not that Donald Trump knows anything.
True. And I look at it this way. I look at it as being a distraction.
It is.
That's what I look at it as, being an absolute distraction. When the media chime in on he's doing these thank you rallies, or when he did something great, they claiming great with regards to the carrier ordeals and saving the jobs. It's more to that than meets
Look at the particulars of that deal.
There's a whole lot more to that, and he's not on the white horse doing that either.
Exactly, and that's the thing. We let the media give us a snippet, and we take it and run with it, and that is we have to do a whole lot better with paying attention to what's going on, because if not, we will be lost. For sure. So
that's important to talk about, because if we listen to Trump, who decries the media at every turn, mainstream media, and now we are questioning the relevance and the value of mainstream media, then where are we with media? And have we, is journalism become a lost art? Have we lost it? They lost their integrity?
It's not lost. It's controlled. Let's say it's very controlled.
Bought.
And we have to now. Honest, like I said, we have to do a whole lot more research. I know I do. I'm like, okay, who's who? Because I can read one thing and they give me the sensationalized version of whatever it is, and read something else, and it's far more detailed. And I'm talking about sources that are not mainstream or sources that you probably never even heard of before. You know, so, well, look, we got to go to Black Talk Radio, my friend Scotty Reed. Excuse me.
As a recount of the 2016 presidential election is underway in several states, the recount is over in North Carolina's governor's race. Outgoing one-term Governor Pat McCrory finally conceded to Democrat Roy Cooper. Democrats also made significant gains on the state Supreme Court, flipping it to a Democrat majority. Cooper won by the slimmest of margins to avoid a full recount, but it was no small task given the state turned out many new working-class white voters who helped Donald Trump secure the state's electoral college votes. A slim majority of North Carolinians, it seems, had enough of Pat McCrory's policies, which are best described as draconian and discriminatory. The state ID law, which never went into effect, was specifically designed by the Republicans to disenfranchise Afro-descendant voters in the state, according to a United States Supreme Court ruling. The HB2 bill, highlighted nationally as the bathroom bill, sought to manage the bathroom choices of people and force them to produce a birth certificate to law enforcement where the gender matches their bathroom choice. However, the bill also eliminated the ability for employees to use the state courts to sue for racial, gender, sexual, and age discrimination until those sections were repealed. Pat McCrory signed a bill into law that prohibited counties and cities from raising their minimum wage. When South Carolina removed a Confederate battle flag from its state house grounds, McCrory signed a bill into law in North Carolina to prevent racist monuments to Confederate soldiers on public lands from being relocated to private property. McCrory also supported a Republican proposal to redistribute tax dollars from the county with the highest black and Hispanic population, Charlotte-Mecklenburg, and give it to welfare programs in poverty-stricken, predominantly white rural areas. Pat McCrory may be on his way out, but like Hurricane Matthew, he has left a wake of destruction that must be repaired. This has been Scotty Reed with your Black Talk Radio Weekly Commentary. Join me for regular broadcasts on BlackTalkRadioNetwork.com.
I wish for Christmas that family's okay. My wish for Christmas that the whole world is safe. My wish for Christmas that love conquers hate. This is my Christmas wish for the holidays. My wish for Christmas, the homeless finds a home. My wish for Christmas, that we all just get along. My Christmas wish is that joy conquers pain. This is my Christmas wish for the holidays. My Christmas wish is someone to give a care. My Christmas wish is that heaven answers prayers. 'Cause I never needed anything like I need the world to change. This is my Christmas wish for the holidays. I never needed anything like I need the world to change. This is my Christmas wish for the holidays. Yeah.
The New Orleans Talk Network, now on your mobile device, on your computer, in your ear and interactive. It's new, it's innovative, and it's on your mobile device. Android, iPhone, iPad, and on your computer. Take us wherever you go. Because we're interactive. 504-341-TALK. That's 504-341-8255.
Preston Brown is live and funny. Dig on the many sides of Preston Brown. Check out Preston Brown doing stand-up comedy. He's Kingfish Jr. Preston Brown is singing and dancing. Preston Brown does the church. See Preston Brown perform in a stage play. It's the many sides of Preston Brown. The DVD. Pick up your collector's item copy today at your local music store, or for only $12, pick up your copy at 3203 Hull Street, Richmond, Virginia 23224. Always bad, always hilarious.
Hey there, fellow travelers, it's me, the Hotel Whiz. Before you go anywhere, call me day or night for hotel rates too low to publish. I'll save you up to 75% on over 500,000 hotels across the globe. You see, I've already done the research, so you don't have to spend time online trying to find the best deal. That's up to 75% off. Just call me, the Hotel Whiz. It's a free call and you get instant access to rates too low to publish with no cancellation fees.
Make a free call now and save up to 75% off your hotel rooms the next time you're going somewhere for business or pleasure. Call the Hotel Whiz now and get instant access to rates too low to publish. 800-378-2714. 800-378-2714. 800-378-2714. Call the Hotel Whiz right now for rates too low to publish. 800-378-2714.
Financial side. It's rough out here, son. And they say when it rains, it pours. Well, it's flooded at my door. If it ain't one thing gets another. And I'm so glad that we've got each other. I'm so sick and tired of being stressed out. Lord, please help me from this mess I'm in.
Lord, lift me up over the hurt and pain. Deliver me from the rain. See, I don't want to stress over stress no more. I don't want to struggle no more. So lift me up over the hurt and pain. Deliver me from the rain. See, I don't want to stress over stress no more. I don't want to struggle no more.
Every day and every night I pray. Yeah. Lord, help me find a way. Help me find my way to stay strong and to keep my sanity, so I can provide for myself and for my family. I'm so glad they believe in me, 'cause the love it gives me energy. See, the love it gives me energy. And without them, I couldn't make it no way. So I'ma keep pressing on and on, on and
on. Join the conversation. Phone lines are open right now at area code 804-321-1010 in Central Virginia and 844-321-1010 coast to coast.
We're going to go straight to the phones. Mike from Canada. Mike, are you there? Mike, give us a call back. I'm sorry we were put you on hold for so long. Let's go to Reggie. Hey, Reggie.
Hey, Tanya, how are your esteemed panel doing?
Good. How about you, friend?
Happy holiday.
Fine. How about you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Need your help. Is Marty still there?
Yes, he's here.
Hey, well, Brother Joe, you just the person I need to talk to.
Hey, my handsome brother.
The mayor-elect has said that he wants to be the educational person for the city, and that remains to be seen. I'm not throwing no darts, but my issue is that, Marty, when you were on city council, when they wanted to get the cut, how come they always picked on park and recreation?
When they wanted to find cuts to fund something else?
Yeah, well, it seems like they always went after park and recreation. Now we're wondering why our city schools in such disarray when it comes to sports. Can you help me?
That's a great question.
I'm so glad you raised that question because it's something I fought the whole 8 years I was on council.
I know. That's why I say that. I know.
And see, the Rec and Parks is divided in two areas. There's a recreation side and the park, and then there's the park side. There's a lot of advocacy among predominantly white folks
for the parks.
For the parks, there's very little advocacy for children. In fact, except for the NAACP, in this city, I don't know any other group that publicly advocates for children.
Okay, well, we're going to come back
to that. That's where
that.
we are. We got to build up. We got to take care of these kids, and we got to be vocal about it. And we haven't done it.
44% poverty rate. I see 44% poverty rate under the previous administration. And I'm just saying that we want to know why the youth are acting the way they are because they got pent-up energy.
Absolutely.
And they want to get out there. And
that along with the fact that children's work is play. And if you don't provide constructive play for children, they're going to tear up.
Clean and safe play.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, like the majority of the fields in the city of, because I coach. These fields are terrible.
Oh,
they're deployed. I would not have my child running up and down these fields. You must be out of your mind. It's shameful.
That's the capital.
That's where we need to step up to the plate. Yeah. Reggie, tell them about this to your show, friend.
Yes, ma'am. Every Saturday from 11:45 to 1, and that's the reason I'm asking Brother Joe to hopefully come by because I was challenged today to pick a solution. I'm saying that I hope that we can use the Washington football field since we're dropping about $25 million to maybe our high schools can play up there, and maybe some of that money that is going with the new administration can go back to our city schools so they can go to college and other places.
Okay.
Well, we can only hope that this mayor will be the education mayor because the previous one sent us 7 out of 8 budgets recommending no increase for school operations. 7 out of 8 years in a row.
Great day.
So he too said he was going to be the education mayor.
Well, I think once again we have to hold all of our political leaders accountable. Let me go to Mike from Canada. Hi, Mike. How are you?
Good. What's your name?
Tanya.
Hey, Tanya. I live in Toronto. What are you guys talking about? What's it?
Thought you were listening.
From Canada.
Okay.
I can see.
You can what now? Well, I tell you what, Mike.
Yeah?
We're going to talk about Joe McKnight, the former football player who lost his life this week. So tune in, okay? We're going to play a video, all right? We're going to talk about, I think it's a tragedy that the football player lost his life, some sort of road rage situation, and the guy that shot him walked away and was just recently arrested. So let's play this clip.
Tonight, the man accused of shooting former NFL player Joe McKnight in a case of road rage has been arrested. Ronald Gasser now charged with manslaughter after initially being released last week.
He was somebody's son.
A decision that sparked public outcry, especially when it was revealed Gasser had been arrested for road rage before at the same intersection 10 years ago. Those charges dropped.
So for those who have criticized the men and women of this organization and the strategy decisions that we made relative to that, tough.
A defensive and combative sheriff reading some of the messages elected officials in Jefferson Parish, Louisiana have received for backing his decision to give the investigation more time.
We saw you sell out to them, you rat punk.
The sheriff says since last Thursday, 160 witness interviews, 70 businesses contacted for potential surveillance video, and multiple crime scene reenactments. Investigators say that evidence suggests McKnight cut off Gasser, who then sped after McKnight, the two involved in verbal altercations, cutting in front of one another, and zipping around vehicles. At a red light 4 miles later, McKnight pulled up next to Gasser's vehicle, got out, and approached his car. That's when Gasser shot McKnight 3 times. Gasser remained on scene as a bystander performed CPR.
I can't believe it. My child is gone.
McKnight's family spoke to NBC over the weekend.
We just want to take everything day by day. We don't want to jump to any conclusions.
Ronald Gasser is said to be cooperating with authorities and was interviewed for 12 hours without an attorney. Tonight, he's being held here on $500,000 bond. Tamron?
Blake, thank you.
I was just shocked that the guy walked away. I mean, he confessed to doing it, and I thought
that's
when
amazing.
You commit murder or crime like that, that you are arrested and, you get a trial.
Then they investigate.
Yeah, I'm like, what the heck? I'm just, I know that this stand your ground rule, which it just makes no sense to me. And, the chief want to say it's not racial. But my question would be, had it been the other way around, do you think McKnight would have been able to walk away?
No.
Do you all know anybody that killed somebody in self-defense and they walked away?
Yes.
Okay.
The fool that shot and killed Trayvon
Right, okay.
Martin.
Aside from that, I'm talking
another
about
incident
Sure,
where
this is a
stand your
reenactment
ground
of it.
law is in place.
You're right.
And it is a license to kill black people.
That's what it is,
Is the stand your ground law in place in Louisiana?
Yes.
This young man, I'm
Yes.
I'm a big football fan, so I actually
Yes.
follow a lot. This young man, he's actually from this state. I think he played football somewhere in California, either USC or UCLA. He did a couple stints in the NFL. He finished his career out in the Canadian leagues, but he was a decent pillar in that community where he came out of. People knew him, and they knew who he was. They knew what he has done, and he had come back after his career had ended, and he was trying to make a difference where he was. They're doing their investigation. They're checking the cameras and stuff. And you know what? The cutting of people off running through the area, you know what? That may have taken place. But that has nothing to do with the situation from when the car door opens up and you come out of your car with a gun. You saw no threat. There was no threat from this man.
There was no threat.
There was no gun recovered from him. There was no gun in the car. Nothing.
Now they're trying to say there was a gun in the car and that the car didn't belong to McKnight. But it's so many different stories. Once again, the media and all these different stories as to what is true.
It's amazing to me.
Police chief.
It's amazing to me how black people can have gun in their cars and don't threaten anybody or approach anybody in a threatening manner, but they decide to kill them. You know what I mean? This has happened so many times.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so sick of it.
Again.
I don't know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
So they're saying, you said they're saying something about a gun in the car. So what?
Right.
The car way over here somewhere. The man at the car with no weapon or nothing.
Right.
So why bring this up that the gun is in the car?
Well,
even
even more than that, the Gasser went after McKnight. And my question is this: why did you go after him? I mean, you weren't in danger, and so you put yourself in danger going after him. I mean, they had the road rage situation, and then Gasser went after him. So why would you go after him if you felt that you were being threatened? Let me go to the phones right quick to Brother X. Hey, Brother X, how are you?
I'm slow, but I'm sure.
Okay.
Thanks for taking this call. I want to get you and all the decent human beings a dose of reality. There's going to be millions of Joe McKnight. They're sitting at the table for us to be exterminated. Now, we need to stop playing with ourselves. These people have been exterminating people ever since they came out of them mountains over in Europe. They are not going to stop. They haven't stopped. Right now, we are the next one for the extermination.
Well, I don't want to say we're going to be exterminated, Brother X. I think that Gasser and other folks, the Pizzagate guy, they feel now that with Trump being in office, that they have a license now. They can just more blatantly just start to shooting folks and this stand your ground law to me, I think gives them that. And it's unfortunate some kind of way that we fell asleep at the wheel, that we allowed this law to pass. I think it's in Florida and it's in Louisiana and it's in another state.
It's in about 25 states, I think.
Yeah, and that another situation where we need the NAACP and Black Lives Matter, all of us need to get together. That is definitely a law, definitely should be reversed because we cannot win that one. We cannot win that one.
Okay, let me respond to you. We got to stop playing. This is not our land. This is a
So Brother X, what are you saying? We got what are you saying? Brother X, what are you saying? This is not our land and what?
This is a white supremacy country.
Okay.
They do as they please, when they please. There is no.
So what do you suggest? What do you suggest, Brother X?
But look, there's no accident that you have stand your ground, concealed carry, open carry of assault weapon, black people being shot down on camera. This is no design. This is no accident.
Well, but like I just said, we need to wake up and deal with these issues. I mean, they need to stand your ground. Definitely need to be reversed.
We
shouldn't even be on the books. Period.
We don't run nothing.
Shouldn't even be law.
This is not our land.
Okay. All right. Well, look, I know you want to talk about going back to Africa and all that. No, we're here now. We need to deal with the situation. We're here. It's no need. I mean.
Well, you're not gonna deal with it. So I advise anybody.
I'll deal with it. We're gonna deal with it. Like we were just saying, joining organizations and we coming together as one. We have to do that.
Okay, but the ones who feel we can't deal with it, if you got an opportunity to get out of here or get your loved ones out of here, you should do that. And the ones who want to fight.
Brother X, wait a minute, Brother X. You're making suggestions. You're making suggestions, Brother X. But I mean, are you doing that?
I'm looking into it, but I'm not able to do it now. And that goes for other people out there. Leaving here is not going across the street or down to the corner.
Well, I tell you what, Brother X. Brother X, I tell you what.
Another thing I want people to think about. If you leave here and you are dependent on a retirement check, or some retirement income here.
Thank you for your comment. We got to go. We got to take a break, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Today's jazz break is the Christmas song by New York Jazz Trio, sponsored by Hong Kong Tailors, downtown Richmond.
Checked out Tanya Free TV on Ustream? Watch our radio broadcast live and catch up on past video podcasts. Download the app or go to Ustream.tv to follow Tanya Free and Friends. Stay in touch with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or text the word Tanya to 63975. Join the conversation. Tanya Free and Friends, on air, online, on point.
Northside Vibes is on the rise with over 40,000 readers. We invite you to advertise your business, special occasion, and or event in the good newspaper, Northside Vibes. Call 804-297-6316. Like us on Facebook. That's 804-297-6316. A member of the National Newspaper Association.
Wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in bed. No more backward thinking, time for thinking ahead. The world has changed so very much from what it used to be. There is so much hatred, war and poverty. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Wake up all the teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say. Cause they're the ones who's coming up and the world is in their hands. When you teach the children, teach them the very best you can. Oh yeah,
The world won't get no better if we just let it be.
oh no,
The world won't get no better. We gotta change again, just you and me. Wake up all the doctors, make the old people well. They're the ones who suffer and who catch all the hell.
Join the conversation. Phone lines are open right now at area code 804-321-1010 in Central Virginia and 844-321-1010 coast to coast.
Phones, our friend Scotty. Hey, Scotty, how are you, friend?
I'm doing okay, as well as can be expected under these conditions. How are you?
I'm holding on. I'm doing okay. Trying to
Scotty.
brainstorm through some stuff and figure out what we got to do.
Everyone.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, couple of things I wanted to comment on. The difference between black folks in the United States and these Native American tribes is that those Native American tribes are actual nations.
Mhm.
These are sovereign nations and what have you. And we are not a sovereign nation. We can't even, I don't think, correctly call ourselves a sovereign people within that. So there's a big difference there that I see. They usually are, how should we say, most of those Native Americans have held on to their sovereign rights. They've continued to fight for their sovereignty, and they have their identity, their culture, and what have you. That was stripped away from us. That was stripped away from us, and then we are divided among ourselves through religion, through political parties, through, I mean, so many different, we're just a fractured people, and we have no national identity. Now, I do not agree that we need a national leader like a Malcolm X or a Martin Luther King. You start where you are. You know, here in North Carolina, while I am critical of the national NAACP, I also recognize that when you have different county chapters, and they will do some constructive things to try to confront racism and white supremacy. And the state of North Carolina has the largest state membership in the NAACP. And that's kind of fitting as I was thinking about the history of this state that I live in, where at one time it had the largest Klan membership in the nation. Not Mississippi, not Alabama. No, North Carolina had the most due-paying Klan members than anywhere else in the United States. And now it has the largest membership base for the NAACP. And one of the things that we saw in Charlotte was the elders working with the young people.
Right.
So that's those kind of movements. We don't need national leaders. We need regional leaders. We need city leaders, local leaders.
That's what
we need.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
I agree with you, Scotty, 100%, friend.
Dr. William Barber has done a magnificent job with Paul Monday. He heads up the state NAACP in North Carolina. Wonderful man. Brilliant man.
He did an excellent job, and it really had.
Now, I didn't agree with his endorsement of Hillary Clinton or anything like that, but see, that's one of the things that keep us divided. See, we don't have to come together as a coalition of organizations where we don't allow ourselves to be divided. We make Republicans and Democrats come to us in bearing gifts if they want our block vote. The last thing on that shooting down there of the former NFL player
Joe McKnight.
Yeah, Joe McKnight. Yes. See, another thing is gun ownership among African Americans has risen dramatically over the past year and a half. A lot of these people are also joining gun clubs as well.
Yes.
And so Mr. McKnight, I'm not blaming him for his own death, but we have to recognize that we behind enemy lines. All right, especially when we dealing with people who don't look like us at this heightened period of white pride and nationalism with the election of Donald Trump. So I would have never gotten out my car to approach that man. If somebody was chasing me, I would have called the police. I hate to call the police, but in a situation like that, I would have called the police if somebody was chasing me. Also, I would have been armed. Okay, I do not move behind the
Scotty, I did hear that he had a gun in his car. But let me ask this question. Did he get out the car? I heard reports that he got out to apologize.
That's what I heard, too.
So, but why even do that?
He was trying to apologize.
Right. So, I'm like, why did you get out your car?
The guy just wanted to kill him. This guy also had a incident at the same intersection with somebody else. So
a 51-year-old man where he went after the 51-year-old man called the police saying that somebody was driving crazy. And as a result of that, he followed the man to the service station and beat him with his fist, let several blows. So to me, this particular individual has some real issues, and in fact, I'm trying to understand why were the charges dropped back then, and why is it the connection between that same intersection? Is he sitting there camping out, waiting for someone to have some sort of altercation with, or what? I mean, because it's really strange that this same spot, the same thing has happened. He probably would have killed the other person too.
See, in that situation, if I can repeat something I heard on Time for Awakening Radio, which is excellent broadcast that come on every Sundays at 7 p.m. on Black Talk Radio. But you had a caller who called in, and he said this. He said when that man shot him, stood over his body and shot him, and then said that, I just got rid of a piece of trash or whatever. Nobody should have called the police. Somebody should have handled that right then and there. And under these conditions, I tend to agree with that. That may sound like some vigilante type stuff.
I can't because what good is it? We were just talking, Pete.
Well, he would still be alive.
Well, the thing is, but you would be behind bars. You'd be in jail.
You know what? But you know what? That man could have turned into a mass shooter and then shooting up everybody at the intersection. We know he probably going to get off.
Probably, and you're right. And you know what? So I agree with you. When I listen to the sheriff and to me how cocky he sounds, you're probably right. The fact that they let him walk last week, you are probably right, Scotty. You're probably right.
But Scotty, you don't want to get locked up in prison.
Well, wait.
You don't want to go off to prison behind an if, woulda, coulda, shoulda. That he could have become a mass murderer. Well, you can't know that.
You know what? I would have been standing my ground and protecting the life.
No, that law will not apply to you. That law will not have applied to you, Scotty.
I just had to make that sacrifice and go to prison. But like my uncle told me, and I'll hang up and listen to y'all comments, but my uncle told me that it's better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6. Y'all have a great day.
I can't go with y'all on that one. Let me go to the phones. Brian, how are you, friend? Brian, you still there?
Hey, yes. How's it going?
Good. How about you?
Pretty good. I was trying to figure out what is the solution. A black young man from being killed, but I kind of see that I'm not really going to get any straight solutions.
What is your question again? I don't understand your question.
I thought I was going to call and get a solution from your panel from black young men being killed, like the football player and the 15-year-old that got killed because the white man said he thought the boy had a gun. But I don't know. I don't think I'm going to get any solutions.
I would like to offer one.
Yeah.
I'd like to offer one.
Yeah.
In fact, there's several. Again, we need to advocate for our children. Number two, we're pushing our black kids particularly into the underground economy because we're not fighting for them to get youth employment. Those kids are going to get money. Now, either they get it legitimately through work, or they are pushed into an underground economy that's dark and dangerous, and the only place to emerge is through prison or the cemetery.
I don't think that's the reason for Joe McKnight's murder. No,
I'm not talking about Joe McKnight.
Situations.
That wasn't his
Well,
question.
I have a solution.
Well, he did mention
I
Joe
have
McKnight.
a solution.
That wasn't his question.
The thing is to lock these policemen up. That's the solution.
Justice reform.
That's right. Justice is the solution. We can't beat our heads against the walls trying to figure out, what black people should do. We're not out here killing innocent people like that by stopping their cars and busting up in people's houses and tasering them and mistreating them and treating them people less than animals. That's what needs to be done. Justice. Send them to prison. That's the only thing going to stop this foolishness. Other than that, it's just going to be there's going to be a lot of stuff in this country going on.
And I agree that ought to be a place, but there are records and evidence that show where the Klan has urged and assisted white men join police departments all over this country.
The LAPD.
Yes.
Number one.
Okay.
And that's long standing. That's not even debatable.
Yeah.
Okay, Brian, you have another question? Go ahead. You still there? Okay. What were you saying? You said the
LAPD.
LAPD,
yeah.
And that may be so, but the thing is singling them out that if you have somebody that, they're going to shoot because you're black or kill somebody because you're black and have no remorse or whatever, that's a red flag right there. And what's disturbing is the fact that they have people on the department. They know who those persons are.
They know.
And won't call them out. They stand this standing wall or what have you.
Yeah.
Blue.
And that blue wall, right. is an issue. I mean, that is it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a problem. And then when we let them walk, you're giving them a pass.
Yeah.
You have actually given them a pass.
Yeah.
This, what is the Officer Walter Scott situation, where you have 11 jurors, guilty, and one, that
just holding out because he's a racist,
right.
And he's not going to convict that white man for killing a black man,
right.
Because he would rather go out and kiss a squirrel and pet up to a squirrel than to do justice for a black person. And many of those people are out there in this society.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you something. What I feel that the world should condemn the United States of America for its human rights behavior. United States of America goes to these different countries and they jump on these people and talk about sanctions for the way they their human rights and tell them they need to treat their people. The United States leads the world in human rights violations. I don't care what nobody says. And I have sat down and watched this with my own eyes. Okay. Nobody have to tell me anything. But somebody needs to let the world know you need to stand up and speak against the United States for its human rights violations. That's what this is.
The president of the Philippines is doing that right now. He's being actually quite vocal about that.
Yeah, and other countries should be vocal about it.
When questioned about what he does in his country, the first thing he does is he turns around and says, well, what about you? Aren't you from America?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you about your country. Let me tell you what y'all are doing. You treat your people this way, and you worried about what I'm doing, trying to stamp out drugs and crime in my neighborhood. You know, who do you think you are?
They should shut them up.
How dare you speak about me and my country? Look at what you're doing to your own citizens.
That's right, and that's what other countries should do. The same thing. The United States go to them and talk that crap about their human rights violations. They should reverse it on them and tell them, shut up and get out of our country.
I don't think at this point that it's going to make a difference with the new incoming, president administration.
It depends on who says it.
They will not care.
It may depend on who says it, though.
I don't think so.
But have anybody considered this? The world has changed to the point now that it's not just the United States.
Right.
We're talking about global situations.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're not just dealing with a country. We're dealing with multiple countries of influence.
Right.
So it's not just us. And a lot of it is motivated by money.
Right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It is.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
right. You're right. You are absolutely right.
it's about the money.
Yeah, but the thing is, we have to keep hope alive because like I said, I keep jumping on the Native Americans. They don't have much, but they work with what they got, and we got to do the same.
I'm very familiar with that.
That situation ain't done yet, though.
Yeah.
Believe me.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Like Pete said, it's about that money.
But we can keep hope alive with that.
Our policies or our ability to ignore certain things jumps or takes pot shots at the global economy. The people who are on the microphones and in front of the cameras in this country today, based on what they say, can build up or destroy the global economy.
Right. Yeah.
This is what this is about. Like the Dakota Pipeline, that's a $1 billion operation that's going to end up influencing the entire world.
Right.
It's got nothing to do with us
Well,
here.
but like I said,
This is a lot bigger
they
than
shut
a couple
down the
Indians.
Keystone. They shut down the Keystone. Is Brian still there, or he's gone? Okay. We got a break.
And if we had some money, we might want that pipeline in there too. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well,
I'm keeping it real.
Goes out to everyone that has lost someone that they truly love. Come on, check it. Seems like yesterday we used to rock the show. I laced the track, you locked the flow. So far from hanging on the block for dough. Notorious, they got to know that life ain't always what it seemed to be. Words can't express what you mean to me. Even though you're gone, we still a team. Through your family, I'll fulfill your dreams. In the future, can't wait to see if you open up the gates for me. Reminisce sometime, the night they took my friend. Try to black it out, but it plays again. When it's real, feeling's hard to conceal. Can't imagine all the pain I feel. Give anything to hear half your breath. I know you're still living your life after death.
Every move I make, every single day, every time I pray, I'll be missing you. Thinking of the day when you went away. What a life to take, what a bond to break. I'll be missing you.
It's kinda hard with you not around. Know you in heaven smiling down, watching us while we pray for you. Every day we pray for you, till the day we meet again. In my heart is where I keep you, friend. Memories give me the strength I need to proceed, strength I need to believe. My thoughts big, I just can't define. Wish I could turn back the hands of time. Us in the six, shop for new clothes and kicks. You and me taking flicks, making hits, stages they receive you on. Still can't believe you're gone. Give anything to hear.
Hi, I'm Irvin Clark, publisher of Urban Views Weekly. Today I'm asking you to join me in supporting an organization that supports black girls every day. Girls for a Change is a nonprofit whose mission of making positive changes in the paths of black girls is worthy of our financial support. Other companies and communities have given. Let's support our own. Go to urbanviewsweekly.com, click the Girls for a Change logo, and give to their GoFundMe account. Support Girls for a Change today.
Real Brother here, reminding you of our new time, 10 a.m. Eastern on RealBrotherRadioNetwork.com, YouTube, and New Orleans Talk Network. We're the alternative to conservative, but all racist, Marxist, Donald Trump, and Bernie bro bot nut opinions are welcome.
It's the Real Brother Radio Show.
Brought to you by Black Trade Lines, helping you build trust in your community.
I'm taking my freedom, pulling it off the shelf, putting it on my chain, wearing it round my neck. I'm taking my freedom, putting it in my car, wherever I choose to go, it won't take me far. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 golden, living my life like it's 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 golden, golden. I'm taking my own freedom, putting it in my song, singing loud and strong, grooving all day long. I'm taking my freedom, putting it in my stroll. I'll be hot stepping, y'all, letting the joy unfold. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 golden, living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden, living my.
Join the conversation. Phone lines are open right now at area code 804-321-1010 in Central Virginia and 844-321-1010 coast to coast.
I'm strumming my own freedom.
We were in the paper about
You mentioned something about President Obama starting a
media network.
Okay, how soon? How soon do you know? Do you have any information that you can give us as to so we can look?
No,
be
I
looking
don't.
for it?
I just heard it yesterday, day before yesterday,
Okay.
in which he is. It is said that he has said that he wants to develop a radio network.
Okay.
I mean, a media network. I'm sorry, media network.
Okay. Well, we do a little research and find out a little more about that so we can be.
Which would sort of be consistent with a counter to Donald Trump, who also
Right, exactly.
is
Starting that.
heading in that direction for a media network.
Yeah, still. So, but until then, I want everybody to, support all of our media sources, especially here, all my colleagues here at WCLM 1450, the owner, Preston Brown, who was wonderful, my friend Reggie, Cowboy Reggie, Earl Bradley, and let me give all my sources. I mean, I'll give everybody. I got to do it all across the board. WCLM 1450 AM here in Richmond, WMXP 95.5 FM in Greenville, South Carolina, EFIA, AM FM 247 network, and the New Orleans Talk Network, along with Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Tampa, Florida, Macon, Georgia, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Boulder County, Colorado, Las Vegas. And Black Talk Radio, of course, our friend Scotty Reed, blacktalkradionetwork.com, our friend Scotty Reed, and May We Help You Radio, Letitia, and our real brother. Let's see, did I miss anybody? The Power Talk Network based in New Orleans. So support them. And, Afia's with us now. Hey, Afia, happy belated birthday. Hello, are you there? Hey, Afia, we have her coming in now. Ifia, can you call right back? We having a little difficulty. Okay, thank you, friend. Yeah, so support all of these sources. I mean, we have a tendency that, not always to tune in to see what's what, and folks that is giving us news, where we can get news, and always waiting on mainstream media to give it to us, and that's not happening these days. Like I said, I have to research, and I mean, it's very time consuming to try to find out what's what, the real story, opposed to sensationalized or reality type TV type news. And that's very unfortunate because, like you said, the Walter Cronkites are no longer with us now. And Brian Gumbel and all of them, they give you news and you know it was really news, you know. So now you get all this sensationalized stuff, and I'm like, okay, it's just you know, it's just really frustrating. So, Fia, she with us? Okay, well, but anyway, let's go back to one other thing we were talking about with Joe McKnight, the stand your ground rule. What is disturbing that with this particular guy that they arrested is the fact that they charged him with just manslaughter.
Yes.
I mean, what happened to that? Was just straight up murder.
It was, but again, you got these prosecutors who are trying to avoid another riot in their town, and a murder charge is hard. It's a high bar to reach. And so they go after manslaughter to give you a half a loaf, if nothing else.
With the stand your ground law in place, it's more difficult to get a murder conviction. Okay. So you're gonna have a lot of prosecutors. They're gonna be like, okay, we can get him. We can get some time out of it. He won't do the 25 or life sentence, but we can get him locked up. But to do that, we're gonna have to cut it a little bit off. We're gonna have to get that manslaughter charge. The stand your ground law it's a tricky one. It says that there's no duty to retreat.
Yeah,
that's what you're going to live off of. There's no duty to retreat.
And the other thing we didn't talk about, I wish we could have talked about too, is also Walter Scott, the officer, a hung jury.
Right.
My thing is this: how will you get 11 jurors and 1 black?
Exactly.
But that's what
a jury of his peers.
Yeah. And they're not his peers. But like
in South Carolina, as many black folk they got down there. Huh?
But nobody's saying anything about it.
Absolutely
it's
crazy.
Amazing how people are not saying anything about
That's
that.
Why we have got to get together and do better, because stuff is happening and we're sitting around. What you said.
We're just sitting around allowing this mess, man. It's time to stop letting these people do what they want to do to us as a people. It's like we're just scared. We're just tiptoeing around. Y'all killers. Oh, don't hurt me. Oh, I'm sorry, master. You know, and we need to stop this foolishness, man, letting these people just outright kill us, and we just walk around here.
Make laws, and they're on the books, and don't know about it until we have a situation, and it comes to the forefront.
Yeah, but what political people?
It's already on the books at that point. Let me go to the phones right quick before we run out of time. Fia, how are you?
Good, and you?
Good.
I just want to point out that while the Native Americans are enjoying the moment, I would suggest that they ought not to take it too seriously, given the fact that there's getting ready to be a change in administration. And point out, even more to the point, that they're taking their leadership and their models from us, and we should never forget that. With regard to their having been out there for 5 months, I would remind us that the Montgomery bus boycott lasted for 381 days. That's right. almost 2 years, so a year and a half, rather. So they got a little ways to go.
Yeah, but they're still out there now. They're not taking it for granted at all.
Well, that's what they're saying, but they're fighting among themselves as to what their next steps are going to be. I agree with the ones who say that they shouldn't leave, that they'll lose their momentum.
Right.
But the president of the Sioux Nation is saying that that they should break camp and come back if and when called.
They shouldn't do that. They need to stay out there until, especially after January 20th.
When they come back, that pipeline is going to be done.
Yeah. That definitely.
And they won't let them in.
Yeah. So, Fia, happy belated birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. And glad that you're back up and on.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So, we appreciate.
And if I don't talk to you anymore before the beginning of the year, have a good holiday.
You do the same, okay?
My pleasure.
Thank you. Yeah, we didn't talk about the Walter Scott situation, and that was very, very disturbing because, I mean, the video to me looked real clear. Did it look like he was in danger, the officer?
He was running away, Mr. Scott, running away with 8 shots fired, chasing him. And once he's down and dead, the fool cop puts his taser beside him to make it look like he had it himself.
He shot him.
All
20 feet
on
away.
Tape, right.
Come on, y'all.
You had a man who's running, who really is, based on the video I saw, he's no world-class sprinter, so he wasn't getting away from you at that level.
Right.
The man who shot him, the officer that shot him, and just recently passed the PT test, so he's in fairly good physical condition himself. 20 feet away, you're not closing the distance on him at all. You draw down on him and you rifle off 6 to 8 shots. And you kill this man, and I don't want to say plant evidence, but you plant evidence.
Right. Yes. Yeah, that's what he did.
The only thing that happened that he was not in control of was the person's camera that he did not see.
Right.
Everything else, he was in 100% control from the moment that man jumped out of his car to the time he pulled that trigger and dropping the evidence by the man's body. The camera was there and saved not the man, but it saved the incident. It preserved the incident. And with that information, you know what? Honestly, I don't care about the prosecution's argument. I don't care about the defense's ability to defend the case. All that is empty rhetoric. Cut the tape on. That man was in no physical threat.
Yeah,
he pulled his gun.
But the argument they're saying is that we don't know what happened before the tape.
Doesn't matter.
Well, no. I'm saying that's the argument they're using. We don't know what happened before the tape. Something happened before the tape. I know. That's what I'm saying. That's the argument that they use.
They always
you're right.
say that.
I tell you what. I remember my dad told me, if somebody breaks in your house, if they're in the window, if you shoot them, you better drag them in.
Right.
Because according to the law, unless you are presenting an imminent threat to someone,
right.
If he's not presenting an imminent threat to you and you shoot him, you're guilty.
He should be charged with murder because he shot that man 3 times. If he shoot the man, you talking about the police? Still talking about the police?
the police officer.
But they showed that video from what the news said. They showed that video in the jury room a few times.
It was shown the entire court proceeding.
This white racist Ku Klux Klansman was adamant that he didn't care what the thing showed. He was not going to convict that police officer.
Right. He sent a note. That was his thing. He sent a note to the judge saying that he could not say the officer was innocent. Then, what's the problem?
Right.
Why couldn't he just vote guilty then?
Because he won't go and do it. He didn't care what it was.
Somebody like me, I'm sorry.
I blame the
couldn't
defense.
have been sitting in the jury room. I'm just
the prosecution and defense. They agreed on that juror. They brought that man in there. He was read in. They accepted that man as a juror, and he told right there, as a juror, he's guilty of contempt.
Listen.
You said, I don't care what goes on. I'm not convicted. I don't care what the video says. All right, you broke the law.
Right.
That juror can be brought up on charges for that. You knew, and you wrote the judge a letter that says, "Look, you know what? I'm not going to say he didn't do it, but I can't. No,
right.
I can't do it. I can't do it."
Yeah. We got a lot to work to do.
So instead of hanging, we're being shot.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Right.
I mean, on a regular
that's exactly
basis.
what it is. You're right, Pete. You're absolutely right. And until we have got to get together and change things. And like I said,
we look like a weak people, Tanya.
When January 20th comes, it is really going to be hot and heavy because I agree with what Scotty said. We agree that people now that some folks, not all folks, some folks think they have a license now that they can just start the shooting. This
open season on black folks.
Yeah, but
this gasser guy, to me, that's what that was.
Do what I want to do. Trump's
but they got the backup. They got the backup from the governors. They got the backup from the mayors. They got the backup from the judges. They got the backup from the prosecutors
and the police.
And the police.
The police are in.
All those people are in cahoots together.
The sheriff, he really did sound very cocky to me when he was angry. He was upset. But when you listen to it, I was like, oh my goodness. He went off and was saying stuff that one of the mainstream media couldn't even bleep out the words quick enough. And he was off the rails.
The only thing he didn't do was go to Twitter.
Yeah.
His anger.
He had a Twitter rant like the president-elect.
His anger was focused on the reaction to the incident.
Right.
As opposed to the absolute horror of the incident.
Yeah.
And the fact that he should have vested that emotion in the victim in this case.
Okay, well, that's it, Joe. We got to go. Gary, I'm sorry we didn't get your call. Give us a call back next week. As always, I thank God, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, for allowing us the opportunity to speak and hopefully heard. Thanks to our listening friends. Blessings to each and every one of you. And, of course, thanks to Moses, Pete, Danny, Marty, Vieira, Jameer, Roosevelt, Marcus, and Mr. Free. I'm Tanya Free. Until next time, be free. And remember to live life with a purpose.
Staring at the Christmas tree, thinking about having a Christmas party. We're in a club and have a band playing, and everybody's so